Welcome guys. So in the use case diagram we are discussing the core relationships, association and generalization. We already discussed. In the last part we discussed about the extend, and today we will focus on the include relationship. So let's start. So as we have already discussed about the representation of these relationships, right? The rectangular brackets are must, then the direction of the arrow, right? One more thing, that when we show the include, either include or the extend any relationship, do not use the solid arrow, use the dashed arrow, right? So extend relationship we have already discussed, like use the angular brackets, then it is dependent, right? It is not independent case. This is optional, right? And this means it should be so the extended base, two words you need to remember. Extended is a base, means base class we call extended, and the other case we call extending and extended, right? So, and whenever we have extending use case, so the extending use case is always only triggered when some condition gets fulfilled or gets true. So these are the points about the extend relationship. Today we'll talk about the include relationship. So some points are there. So include relationship show that the behavior of the included use case. So again, one is the included use case and second is the including. So the base case or a base case, we call it the including, and the other is the included, right? It is mandatory, it is compulsory. You cannot omit this thing. It is not optional. It is mandatory. You need to show this include relationship, and to show the include relationship we write include in two angular brackets, right? Now let's understand the include. Keep in mind it is mandatory, right? Sorry. So here we have the here we have the example of the include relationship. So let's understand this. See, in your bank, when you say update balance, so update balance is a process, update balance is a case, but this happens when it will happen, whenever you will deposit the fund, but there is no any condition like so much amount. So anytime whenever you deposit the amount or if you withdraw the money, your balance should get updated, right? It should get updated. And means what? That update balance is mandatory, it is compulsory. You cannot omit this, you cannot ignore this. You cannot say that okay, only 2.3 paisa is deposited, then let's not update the balance. No, it is not the case, right? Update balance is always there, it always gets triggered, but whenever you deposit or withdraw the money. But the thing is, the difference between the extend and include is it is mandatory while extend is optional. It is based on certain condition, while update balance gets always triggered, mind it, always triggered whenever this case gets triggered or this case gets executed, right? Means this is compulsory to process this case or to trigger this case, right? So this is about the include relationship. So few things about the extend and include relationship. Let's recall all the points once again. Quickly we will recall all the points. and we'll cover all the points of the use case diagram. Okay, so first thing, so here you have actors, right? Boundary is not drawn, but yeah, this is the boundary. Here we have use case, this is association, this is generalization, this is extend, which is optional and conditional, while include, for which we use the dashed arrow line for the extend as well. Include is compulsory, and whenever this case gets executed, it will trigger or it will process this case, right? So this is all about the extend include relationship, and this is all about the use case diagram. So see, here you have your use case diagram. You can draw the use case diagram for your definition, but keep in mind only one use case diagram should be there, only one, right? Where you can draw all the actors, all the cases, and boundary. One more thing you need to know is whenever you draw the cases, whenever you draw the use cases, keep in mind always focus on the main processes. Main processes means the processes which we show on the first level of the DFD, right? So all the processes which we show on the first level of DFD that we can use or we can represent in the use case diagram. In certain cases, this type of cases you can check, you can take from the second level and third level, like that, right? So this is all about the use case diagram. About the other diagrams we will discuss in the next session.